Study the Bible, not the sermon. It is the boy LOCKSMIF, and they call me that because knowledge is the key. Little casual Fridays around here, casual whatever the day is. Shoot, y'all don't really understand. It's that lakefront, wintertime, Chicago, Windy City style. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here getting my Trayvon Martin on, minus the Skittles. Rest in peace. Now today, as we carry on with our quest and the question of Christmas, should it be accepted or rejected? And the reason why it's a question is because I've been telling people for many years that they should reject it, and a wise gentleman that I met on YouTube, meaning that I don't know him, informed me that it's not my job to tell you what to do or what to think. It's my job to show you. And the Bible supports that. I'm supposed to be a watchman. I'm not supposed to save you. I'm supposed to give you the information. I'm supposed to warn you about God. Not about Satan the devil, about the Most High. Because if you don't act right, he gonna get you. And that's your only problem. Right? So, in that, what we're dealing with, we want to, in this chilly season, what I could really use was what you call that, fireplace, right? It'd be nice if I had a fireplace, and in that fireplace, I'd burn some wood. And this is the season for burning wood, especially for pagans, right? Because they would burn what's called a Yule log, right? Yule log, that's Y-U-L-E, and the Yule log is, just a wooden log burned as part of traditional Christmas celebration in many European countries. In English folklore, Father Christmas carried a Yule log, right? Yeah, like Old Man Winter, Father Christmas, he carried a Yule log with him. Which is why you would put that in the fire, and not just put it in the fire. It's more than that, right? One of the festivals in Northern Europe was considered Feast of the Dead, right? This Christmas thing that you're doing with the log, while you put the log in that and do other stuff with it, was considered the Feast of the Dead, the haunting presence of a god named Odin, O-D-I-N. The Norse god of ecstasy. Always got to be some type of fertility, something, right? Intoxicating drink, right? Because you call them spirits. And death, of course, right? Because this is the wintertime. The sun is dying, right? One of the more popular festivals that Odin was the head of or patron of, whatever, was Yule, right? Spell it J-U-L-E, pronounced Yule, like the Yule-Time. The Yule-Time something, one of them songs be talking about the Yule-Time something, right? And to honor Odin again, right? And Odin's sacrificial drink was, of course, the Christmas ale. A-L-E, ale, right? Who don't love Christmas beer? Shoot, I can't even stun on you. I'm so thankful God caused Paul to write what he wrote in Corinthians and the other places in the epistles about eating and drinking stuff sacrificed to idols, because I sure do like ale when it's cold outside, right? Now, after these feasts that they used to do, fresh food and drinks was left for the Roman Yuletide ghosts. Right? What they believed about this Yule log is that if you took the log and burned the log, you would become fruitful, healthy, and productive. Right? The first record of a Yule log as a Christmas tradition in Britain was around the 1620s. Clergyman Robert Herrick called it a Yule Christmas log, right? However, even though he called it a Christmas log, he kept the pagan tradition of using a remnant from last year's fire in order to burn the current year's log, right? And that's the difference, right? When you get Yules, that's the tradition with the Yule-Time log, is that you burn it and then you save the remnants of it from last year in the burning of the new one, right? After the clergyman did this thing, right, little pagan mix he threw in there with the Christian Christmas tradition, the clergyman admitted the true belief of the law had nothing to do with Christianity. He kept it real, because they, you know, everybody knows these things, right? Because, I mean, I always like to say, if I know, then it can't be that hidden. He said it had nothing to do with Christianity. He said the law's role was to bring prosperity and protection from evil by keeping the remnant protection remain throughout the year. Alright, I know I just said a mouthful. Food for thought. You do the dishes. Alright, let's read some books. So yeah, like I said, we want Job chapter 36. We're going to kick this off at verse 5. Illustrious reader, back in the mix again. We so happy to have you. Come on with it, bruh.
Behold, God is mighty, and despiseth not any.
True.
He is mighty in strength and wisdom. He preserveth not the life of the wicked, but giveth right to the poor.
So we're talking about God here. Mighty in wisdom. I mean, mighty and despiseth not any, mighty in strength and wisdom. Alright, skip down to verse 10 and pick it up, bro. Come on.
He openeth also their ear to discipline, and commandeth that they return from iniquity.
So, God is mighty. He preserved not the life of the wicked, but he give right to the poor. Right? He also openeth their ear to discipline. Right? And commandeth that they return from their iniquity. Right? Remember, we're trying to get how you receive prosperity. That's why we're reading here, right? Come on, finish that.
If they obey and serve him, they shall spend their days in prosperity.
Turn up. Right, that's why we read that. He opened their ear to discipline and commanded they turn from their iniquity. That's what is required. And if they do that, prosperity. Finish that, bro.
And their years and pleasures. But if
alright. So, yeah, flip over to Isaiah chapter 1 real quick.
They obey not.
Hold on, bro. I said we want Isaiah chapter 1. Isaiah chapter 1. Let's pick this up at verse 18 and get a second witness here. Come on, bro.
Come now, and let us reason together, saith the Lord.
Amen.
Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow.
So definitely that's what we doing right now. We trying to reason together through this word, right? And we making connections from the word, right? And he telling you that even though your skin's gonna be red, he gonna make them white. Come on, bro.
Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool.
Turn up.
If ye be willing and obedient, ye shall eat the good of the land. But if ye refuse and rebel, ye shall be devoured with the sword, for the mouth of the Lord hath spoken it.
So it say, if you be willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land. Now, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. That sounds like prosperity, right? If you willing and obedient, right? But if not, you're going to fall by the sword. Why? Because the mouth of the Lord spoke it. Just like that. Right? Now, dig this. I think that's, Proverbs chapter 1. Like the last verse of verse 32. You say the prosperity of fools going to destroy them. Right? So go ahead and get rich without the Lord. Be foolish with it. And see if it don't bring you to nothing. Right? Plenty of that. Plenty of examples of that in recent entertainment and sports. Right? Now, think about this too. Protection from evil. how do we get protection from evil? Right? I'm going to read to you Proverbs chapter 2, verse 10. Say, when wisdom enters into thy heart and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee. Understanding shall keep thee, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speak forward things, who leave the paths of righteousness. Right? Not lead, but leave, like going away. To walk in the ways of darkness, to rejoice, who rejoice to do evil, and delight in the forwardness of the wicked, whose ways are crooked, and they are forward in their paths, to deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger that flattereth with her words. Check that out, Proverbs chapter 2, verse 10 through 16. Right? Don't forget Psalms 23 and verse 3. Right? And again, let's flip over to Isaiah chapter 44 and read something else. In Isaiah chapter 44, we're going to pick it up at verse 16, still dealing with this whole Yule and wood and tree, Christmassy, paganism, tradition, right? And we're going to let the prophet Isaiah bring it down for us a little bit more. Verse 16, come on, bruh, read something.
He burneth part thereof in the fire, with part thereof he eateth flesh.
True.
He roasteth roast, and is satisfied. Yea, he warmeth himself, and saith, Aha, I am warm, I have seen the fire.
Yeah, and then what?
And the residue thereof he maketh a god.
With the residue he maketh a god. First you get your tree, cut it in half, use some of it for fire, for warm heat, some of them for food, and then you bake bread, you eat the bread, and then what you do with the rest of it, I'm going to make a god and bow down to it. Just talking about how crazy that sounds. Come on with it, bruh.
Even his graven image, he falleth down unto it, and worshippeth it, and prayeth unto it, and saith, Deliver me, for thou art my God.
Turn down.
They have not known nor understood. For he hath shut their eyes, that they cannot see, and their hearts, that they cannot understand.
Come on with it.
Even his graven image,
Yep.
he falleth down unto it, and worshippeth it, and prayeth unto it, and saith, Deliver me, for thou art my God.
Terrible.
They have not known nor understood. For he hath shut their eyes, that they cannot see,
Yes.
their hearts, that they cannot understand.
Absolutely. So just know and understand that these very basic, simple things that I'm trying to get through to you over this series of these videos, if you find it difficult to understand, then you might want to fast and pray. Because if you can't see it, it may be that the Lord is closing your mind to it because you don't want to see it. That's just agreed, dearly beloved. Finish that, bro.
And none considereth in his heart, neither is there knowledge nor understanding to say,
What?
I have burned part of it in the fire. Yea, also I have baked bread upon the coals thereof.
True.
I have roasted flesh and eaten it.
True.
And shall I make the residue thereof an abomination? Shall I fall down to the stalk of a tree?
Jesus Christ, no. Come on, bro.
He feedeth on ashes. A deceived heart hath turned him aside, that he cannot deliver his soul, nor say, Is there not a lie in my right hand?
Absolutely, it's a lie in your right hand. It's a lie in that fireplace, people. Please. This Christmas tradition, I mean, you know, they used to play it on a radio station in New York every year in the 80s. Like, all day on Christmas, you could go to a certain channel. When people stopped having fireplaces, you could go turn on a certain channel. It would just had a Yule log sitting there in the 80s, right? And it was just like on loop, right? Because the log don't burn forever. You just record an hour of it and just keep playing that hour 24 times. So, people, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hey, we really gotta rethink this Christmas thing, people. May the Lord have a blessing to the reading of his actual word and the reasoning together of his people as we all struggle within our own minds. And some of us don't struggle, but some of us just know, some of us just decide. As we all deal with becoming fully convinced in our own mind, so that we could deliver ourselves from this perilous and untoward generation. Woof. And I am still Locksmith, because knowledge is the key. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Study the Bible, not the sermon. 1.